very much. Hope you enjoyed the film. So let's go ahead and bring down Junya. Come on down. Okay, and the producer, Hayam, is here as well. Come on down. And Marlon, right here, you can come on down as well. Okay. Unfortunately, it looks like Jeff couldn't make it, but I just wanted to, I guess my first question would be, I know that Junya, you were born and raised in Japan, correct?
Right.
Right, and Jeff, I'm assuming is Japanese American, born and raised in the US.
Yes.
So I just wanted to kind of get your take on, as far as like the story goes, the comedy involved. Obviously Japanese comedy and US comedy is very different. The experience for Japanese Americans versus, you know, the Japanese person also very different. So I just wanted to kind of get your take on the story, kind of working with Jeff as far as the script and the humor and everything goes. And I just wanted to kind of get your take on the story and the overall script.
So when I came up with this concept, it was something that I thought I was gonna like write personally. So one thing that I coming over here from Japan, and I was really amazed. One thing that I discovered about being in LA is that there are so many Asian Americans, and prior to moving to the state, I didn't know anything about them. So when I was in school, I met up with Hiram, the producer, and Jeff as well, Sam, the VP, who couldn't be here today, but they're all Asian Americans, and we became good friends while in school. Right, Hiram? Yeah. Well, I think that was yes. So from there, we start making movies here, short films, and eventually, like I said, I was gonna write something, but I just couldn't get rid of all these Asian American films that I made, and so I kind of came up with, with an idea. What if I write something, kind of my take from a guy comes from Japan and experience some American culture, and then obviously you meet various type of people, including Asian Americans, and we happen to pick this one, obnoxious, crazy Asian Americans, and so the concept really was there from my first draft. But when Jeff came on board as a writer, he took a completely different level. I think he had a really pathetic experience like that probably in his life. So I don't know. I'm just joking. I guess we could say whatever you want, right? Jeff is not here today, so.
I'm actually recording, so he's gonna find out. So watch it after me.
Yeah. So Jeff came on board, and then Hiram also became. Three of us actually wrote each version of Sakibon, but we ended up picking Jeff's version. But yeah, so it was I would say a great collaboration between us, and yeah, that was the start of this project.
Okay, great. So for Hiram, I guess my question would be, why did you think this film was important? Why do you think it was an important story that needed to be told?
Wow. Well, this project was important because it was Junior's project, and he's a good friend of mine. That's first and foremost. And I know this was a story that I think he kind of put himself into the Naruto shoes. And when he approached Jeff and I guess maybe he saw a little bit of Sebastian in both of us. So he wanted to bring the kind of, maybe Jeff and I are pretty obnoxious like Sebastian, and Naruto is kind of Yeah, is that what it was, Junior? Were you making fun of us?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I mean, obviously these guys are great guys. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be hanging out with you guys. But one thing I have to say though is that you may not see extreme version like Sebastian in your life, but I know that there are a lot of people that have the kind of same frustrations, and they're not just expressive about it. They are maybe your stereotypical Asian view. They are shy. They don't say. They don't express it. But I took a completely different direction. That what if this guy is really expressive and show his anger and frustrations, and if you put all this negative quality from any Asian Americans, and then you put it all, into one character, then that's what we get as Sebastian. So I guess I extract one of your negativity from.
Sebastian is like a Voltron, and we just.
Yeah. So I guess that was a kind of concept.
Okay. Okay, so Marlon, I guess I want to get your take on, I guess the story, the dialogue, because for like an Asian American, a lot of things that are said are things that I think on one level or another have experienced maybe in some way or are at least familiar with. So I'm curious, kind of like what your take is as far as like the character, especially your character, and kind of preparation for that role and just your overall thoughts and about the story and the script.
Well, I was really interested in the script because I feel like it is an opportunity for a lot of different minority groups, a lot of different sort of fringe groups, for lack of a better word, to be major characters. I mean, it's not just the Asian Americans, but there's also, I mean, one of the main characters is he's sort of the mentor in the movie is gay, and I feel like Jocelyn's character is interesting because, had she been written a man, no one would raise any eyebrows about her behavior, but because it's a woman, suddenly this is something that she's not a very nice person, and I think of course me playing her, I'm like she's a nice person. He's the one that came to her book signing and never read her book. So I think that's very nice. So I think that was what struck me most. And then for the rest of it, I guess I'm just learning the same way that anyone that isn't Asian American would be learning about the stereotypes that you guys experience and how you feel about the stereotypes, especially as men, because that's also as a woman something that I don't really think a lot about, but I mean, that's it's important for there to be a movie about that, and I hadn't ever read a script like that, so I knew it was special, just right away.
Okay, great. All right. So I guess my last question, then we'll open it up for questions from the audience, is when you're going into the movie and having finished it, I mean, have your ideas about what you want the film to accomplish, what you want to do with the film, has that changed at all? And if so, how? I'm just curious, like, what your ultimate goal is with the film.
You mean after made?
Yeah, I mean, going forward now, I know there's a lot of like subtext, there's a lot of kind of deeper things that you can kind of peel away. I mean,
Right.
But on the surface, it's a very broad road trip comedy.
I mean, we sort of use the formula of mainstream road trip comedy. I mean, we literally hit the beat of, if you study of, I guess, typical road movie, has the exact same beat. But we sort of approach it in a little indie way, a little different. In terms of, the perspective, we have two different characters, and, there's a constant clash of cultures going on within this, sequence. And I guess that was, part of what I like to think that it's part of the unique part of the script, I mean, the project itself. And I would say that, like you said, there's so many layers and subtext that we put in it, but we basically just wanted to make an entertainment first, and then it's up to the audience whether you think of something more than just a comedy. The ending, especially it's kind of open ending. You don't really know what happens to these characters. The goes back, Sebastian's still driving, and kind of looking at the empty passenger seat, and I guess he's kind of missing him or longing him or whatever. But we don't really know what happens to him, and I think it's sort of you kind of use the audience that sort of your own interpretation. What happened to this character? If Sebastian is going to be still stuck in the box, or did he, after all this experience that he did, does he finally see more than in a closet? So that's the. I'm kind of hoping that people grab something from this movie and then eventually talk about it, like or think about it, and then it's not really my position to say what you guys should think. I think it's I think movies should be always a media where you get inspired or inspire, and then if that would open up the conversation, that's my hope for the audience to take away from this movie.
Okay, yeah. It's interesting that you say that because I just thought that would make it a very interesting sequel, like Eugene going to Japan and like just totally flipping it and having this loud American causing so much trouble in Japan. So there you go. There's an idea for you.
Yeah, you got happy one too.
Okay, so let's open it up for questions.
Okay, right there.
Right there in the front.
Virginia, David, hey.
Oh, hey, David.
Yeah, great job. I love the film.
Thank you.
Very, very hard to make a feature, and you did really well. My question, though, is knowing you, and knowing that you grew up in Japan for the most part, the character of Sebastian is very much, what comes out of his mouth is very much like the neuroses and anger of an Asian American, not as an Asian male in Asia, who doesn't have that kind of, sort of neuroses that, they're not minorities there.
Right,
So I'm
right.
just wondering, did the character of Sebastian, was that more a creation of Jeff, your writer, or was that more a creation of you? Where did that balance of director and writer partnership, form that character?
So when I wrote my first draft, he wasn't as extreme as how he is now, but that was always a direction. I knew that I was gonna be, I wanted to create this character that has really frustrated, and he doesn't like to be, he hates to be an Asian, and he has so much self-conflict within himself, being American, but everybody, people, especially in the States, people look at him as more of an Asian than American, and so that was the basic concept of this character. And then obviously when Hiram and Jeff came on board, they had very different. It's the same direction, but more richer experience as an Asian Americans, and I think they really helped build, and enrich the character. I think, right?
Yes, I think so, yeah. I will say this, for a lot of Asian American movies that deal with these kind of identity issues, I think what makes this very unique is that Junior is not American born, and he comes at it from a different perspective. And so I think that alone, like someone from the outside can see something more clearly than someone from inside the box, and I think that's what Soccer Hunkers. Love something extra.
Okay, great. Any other questions?
Don't be shy.
One more question.
Oh, here's another one. Okay. Right.
I'm just wondering, in terms of how difficult it was to shoot, being in production myself, but the very first opening sequences, those were shot in a sake factory in Japan.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then, how much of that? Yes. But for the other stuff, was it mostly shot in LA, or was it shot some in Petaluma and San Francisco, or was it primarily in Los Angeles?
So we shot mostly in LA. I would say more than half of the production was, and most interiors were shot in LA. And then obviously we had a actual road trip. We had a small crew. Marlon was obviously, we actually went to San Francisco and we shot a lot of things outside in there. But 2 days, actually, I went back to Japan with Gaku, one of the main guys, and I was actually filming him on the way back to Japan to shoot the Japanese sequence. I had a little small DSLR camera, and there's a funny story to that, where he was shooting some other big features in Japan. So I don't know if you noticed, but he had a wig on it when we were filming this. So on the way to go to Japan, at the custom, obviously we didn't have a wig on, but like once we got on the plane, he put the wig and we started shooting. So there's like a flight attendant was looking at us, what the hell is this guy doing? He put the wig? And I started so that was kind of really, really guerrilla style. But I mean, when you're doing low budget, and that's that's something that we have to do to make it happen. That's what we did.
Okay, great. I think I saw one up there. Did you have a question?
Junie, can you talk about the alternate ending that I've heard about?
Yeah, so there was a different ending. The script, when we filmed. So what you saw is the two guys going on separate journey, right? He's going back and Sebastian is also driving, and then cuts to the sky shot, and the movie ends there. But we actually had a scene right after that, Sebastian driving. He pulled over to one of the highway, like a rest stop, and then he trashed that the yellow Carry-On. What was the movie?
Yellow Korean.
There you go, that DVD. He threw it away, and then he gets a phone call from Tamiko, and then she tells him that, oh, I saw your video, finally you're a YouTube star, or internet celebrity, and it's kind of ironic again. And then she tells him, oh, actually, I just wanted to tell you that I'm leaving the country, and I'm going to Japan. So, and then the movie ends there. So in the end, my intention with that ending was to sort of show Sebastian, not only that he finally kind of connected with Naoto, and then Tamiko, the ex-girlfriend, sort of see him a little differently, but then she's also going to Japan. Naoto is going, oh, look at this guy. So this guy is, so just guys pretend that you didn't hear anything from what I said about
Can you just start? right on time.
Yeah, so that's Jeff Nishima. Yeah, welcome Jeff. So yeah, we had a different ending, but when Jeff and I we were finishing the script, editing the film, and we felt like that was a little too depressing, so we cut that scene out, and then we basically finished the way it did. But yeah, so that was the. I don't know how you feel about it, but I initially thought I liked it a lot, but showing these two guys, they're like, oh, cut that out. This is too depressing. And then yeah, I get that. Especially as an Asian American, I think you feel probably more depressed than. I'm a little different from you guys, so.
Okay, right here up in front.
Now that Jeff's in the house, I want to know what's the deal with Bob Motherfucker. Like, is it based on someone real life, or do you have like anger against the internet world?
Bob Motherfucker?
Yeah.
No, it's just FOB. No.
No, I mean, just the context of like expressing his anger in terms of the media of internet. Like, it's prevalent in the Asian American community, and there's like murmurs like it's based on your blog, it's based on my blog.
Oh, you want me to name names?
No, I mean I was wondering if is it based on that, or is it a commentary on how like Asian Americans just geek out online?
Yeah, it's exactly a commentary. We're trying to satirize it and kind of subvert the typical, or what's appearing typical of Asian Americans on YouTube.
Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Actually, I just had a quick question in regards to the casting. Because most of the cast that's supposed to be Japanese aren't Japanese actors. I'm just wondering if that was like if that was another like an inside joke as well, or if that was just like these are the best people for these roles.
Yeah.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. So, do you want to know really what happened? No, once we got Gaku is the Japanese guy, then we actually had someone that was going to play Sebastian, and he was Japanese American, but for various reasons he dropped out, and then we had only a month to shoot this, right? So Brad Gilmore, the casting director, put in auditions, and eventually Sebastian, Eugene came along. He is a Korean American, and initially we didn't have any intention to sort of cast Korean American because the movie is suckable. If you have done with Korean American, would have been the Shoji-Bon, right? So I thought, okay, well, we gotta do something about it. And then eventually, what if, but we just didn't have really time to change the script and all that stuff. So what we did was, and probably not, maybe only one or two people probably know this, but the father is married to Korean women, and Sebastian is Japanese, Korean, American. Yeah, exactly. Now you know. And why? How would you know? Because when the father is talking about his experience with Hillary, and then he's showing that this is mother in the kitchen, and that's she's actually wearing the Korean outfit. So that's how, of course, you should. Yeah, nobody actually noticed it, but that's what happened. So,
Okay, great. Is there any other questions at all?
Right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Where the hell did you get the name Sebastian? That's kind of like, the name Sebastian. I've never met an Asian guy named Sebastian. That kind of trips me out.
Dude, it's my middle name.
Is that your
It gives. No, I'm joking. It's my first name. It's Sebastian.
Sebastian
Is there any reason behind it, or?
So I do actually have a friend. His middle name is Sebastian, and but he doesn't want to go by Sebastian. So every time when we look at his driver's license, we crack up. I mean, literally, it's really funny. But I mean, it's funny, right? But so I thought, but I mean, to me, okay, let's face it. I'm from Japan, and then, like I said, I didn't know anything about Asian Americans, right? And when I came over here, then I look at this guy, Asian Americans. Your name is Jeff? You look like, oh, I mean, yeah, okay, these two Asian American, Phil. They have very American name, like Jeff. Hiram is probably a little unique. It's old school, yeah, but, like, Pinzu, or like, oh, you know what? You have a middle name. What's that? Sei-chan.
Dude, come on.
So he does have a Japanese name, but obviously they don't use it. But this particular friend of mine, he has a Japanese name. He's Japanese American, and he has a Japanese name. He has an American name, but he never wanted to use the Sebastian because he felt really embarrassed. So I thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, that was the beginning of Sebastian. There you go.
All right, I think we can take one more. Anyone have one more question? Okay, right there.
What about the anime scene? That doesn't happen in Japan, does it?
You mean cosplay?
The costume?
Yeah. That's
that
actually
type of party?
Oh, that scene is huge in Japan. Well, it started in Japan, and then now I guess it's pretty big out here too. There is a like real convention. Is that Anime Expo? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. If you happen to be in LA when the anime cosplay, the Anime Expo is happening, yeah, you'll be amazed. So many people dressed up like pretty ridiculous, and yeah, but it is, it's satire, but it's real. Like you actually see these people, and the one that actually play these actors, they aren't actors. They actually are real cosplay players. We actually invite the real people, and the guy that had the box thing. That was like his creation. He actually made that shit. Yeah, he showed up like that. So I was like, he's amazing.
Greg was cool. Don't make fun of him.
Oh, no, they're great. I love them. I love them. But I'm just saying that they are real people. They're not the anime characters. They are real people that happen to wear that kind of weird costume.
How many people have you guys in the offended?
Sorry, that Sebastian part of me coming out. I love that.
Okay, well, guys, does anyone have anything they wanted to add? So, Jeff, you saw the finished film for the first time the other night. So, what are your final takes on it?
I did. I edited. I was the editor also, and the last time I saw the film was in February when it left my computer, and then I haven't seen it since 2 days ago for the very first time. And it was yeah, I saw it. We saw it. We screened it at Long Beach, Cal State Long Beach, where
Go beach.
where a lot of the core the crew went, and it was fun to see. We screened it to an Asian studies class. It was nice. They had to be there. It's part of their curriculum. No, seriously, the teacher made them come, but it was good.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you very much for sticking around. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Sam.